Sitaram Yechury మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
History, but maybe medieval history. But you had, sir, a Roman senator whose name was Gracious. A Roman senator, Gracious, he was talking about the Roman emperor, one of the Caesars, not Julius Caesar, but he's talking about Caesar Marcus Aurelius Commodus Antonius Augustus, if you want the full name. And what does this senator say? I'm sorry, I'm quoting this because this has, you're already looking at your watch.
No, I have to look at that. Why do you worry about that?
Maybe Mr.
I did not stop you, then why do you?
I thought maybe Mr. Jatia Saab would be better than.
This is only because of preconceived notions. Because of preconceived notions.
I'm very grateful, you've been very gracious, you've always been very accommodative. So I was just quoting this Roman senator, sir. What does he say? I quote, I think he knows, he's talking of the emperor. I think he knows what Rome is. Rome is the mob. Conjure magic for them and they'll be distracted. Take away their freedom and they'll still roar. The beating heart of Rome is not the marble of the Senate. It is the sand of the Colosseum. He'll bring them death and they will still love it. Unquote. Now it is ominous, but I'm recollecting this because that is what is actually happening here. Now, if this is the sort of the difficulties my people are being put to, are we achieving? Even then, I'll be willing to give this government some degree of credit. If we are going to achieve any of the objectives that we have been told that this move is going to achieve. 4 objectives, the Honorable Prime Minister said. One of them is control of the black money. Now, all of us here have been spoken, I mean, the last 1 decade, I think at least on 4 or 5 occasions I've spoken what needs to be done about black money. We want it all controlled. We want it eliminated. And the World Bank now says, latest is that 20.7% or nearly 21% of the Indian economy is in the black economy. More than 1/5 of our economy. This has to be, no doubt, this has to be controlled, this has to be taken away. But then, where is this black money, sir? All estimates say 6% of this black money is in cash. And people who generate this black money, remember, they are not misers. They don't keep their black money stacked under their bed. Their black money is in circulation. Their black money is making more black money. Their black money is in real estate. And now 1,000 rupees and 500 rupee notes are not there. But you have a 15,000 rupee coin. A 15,000 rupee coin, that is a gold coin. And the gold imports have surged in the last 4 days. Nearly tripled according to one estimate. So this is where the buying is going on, and jewelers have advertised. I've got messages on my SMSs. They're going to everybody, saying that our shops will remain open through the night. Until 20th of December, we'll accept 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. Convert your black money into gold. Are you catching black money or giving them opportunity to convert that into white? And it was this very Prime Minister who told the whole country that 90% of the black money generated in our country is lying offshore and is lying in tax havens. He told us, not us. He promised us during the 2014 election, into your account, into my account, into everybody's account, we'll get 15 lakhs of rupees. Because this black money will come back. He told us. So if it's all there outside in tax havens, what are you doing? Is this going to get that money back? The Swiss authorities say they've given a list to this government. We don't know. We debated it earlier. The Honorable Finance Minister said we can't make it because of legal problems. We can't make it public. You know the Mauritius route and the Singapore Free Trade Agreement, they account for more than half of these inflows. Instead of doing anything in all these areas, we want to control black money. Is this going to control black money? 6% if it is going to control also. But in the bargain, sir, it's like the Prime Minister clearing a pond to kill the crocodiles, forgetting that the crocodiles can survive on land also. The big crocodiles have survived, and the small fish that have died. The small fish that are dying now. The crocodiles are all surviving. So black money, and then today what did you see in the newspapers? The State Bank of India has waived 7,000 crores of NPAs from their non-performing assets or the loans that are not being returned. In this house, the Honorable Minister what does that mean?
I was bank, so let me tell you, जो NPA है वो ड्यू ही रहता है, लेकिन फॉर पॉस्टेरिटी जो ये करना है, बैलेंस शीट क्लीन करना होता है, तो वो प्रोवाइड करते हैं. अगर नहीं आया तो के लिए प्रोविजन है, लेकिन वो वसूलना ही है, और वो वसूलने की जिम्मेवारी कम नहीं है, किसी को माफ नहीं होता है.
यार आप ही ने तो कहा मंत्री महोदय, मतलब मैं आप व्यक्तिगत रूप से नहीं कह रहा हूँ, मतलब कलेक्टिव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. यहीं पर एक पार्लियामेंट के प्रश्न के उत्तर में आपने कहा कि 2014 और 2015 में 1,12,078 करोड़ रुपए की राइट ऑफ हो गया एनपीएस की.
Mafi. It doesn't mean that the loan ceases to be a loan.
So
You
what does
still
it mean?
pursue the books changes. That is, from being a performing asset, it becomes a non-performing asset. A performing asset is one where interest is being serviced, non-performing where interest is not being serviced, but you will still continue to preserve it. So there is a little bit of a malapropism involved in this. Don't go by the literal meaning of write-off, doesn't mean rin mafi in banking terms.
So you're not.
The loan still remains. The loan still remains. You still continue to pursue it.
तो सर यही हम कह रहे हैं, अगर ये सब इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स जो समझाया, ये अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम, but in effect,
But you still continue to pursue to recover the loan.
yeah, in effect, sir,
Liability of borrower doesn't.
sir, in effect, it is something that is not going to be realized. So no, whatever you do all this.
It is. Sorry.
Now, will the government do the
Sorry.
same thing?
Now
for my farmers?
Let's put the record straight. This loan is sanctioned because Mr. Anand Sharma also raised it when this government was not in power. This was restructured when other government was in power. This is the only loan for which a second restructuring was granted by that government. So we inherited a terrible legacy. Now today,
But now,
only in
according to
the accounting books, the performing asset becomes non-performing, that's all. Otherwise, the liability to pay and the right to recover still remains.
But according to my information, नहीं sir,
No, okay. ठीक है भाई.
now, sir, एक मिनट मैं बोल रहा हूँ भाई, वही बात कह रहा हूँ मैं. So, sir, the point is, it says between 2014 and 2016, this has trebled in many cases. The bank, this thing of the NPS. No, whether it's a legacy you got from them, or it is that the fact remains that on paper, the figures are trebled. Yeah, okay, the figures have trebled. No, figures have trebled. No, the point is very simple, sir. He says, one of our erstwhile colleagues, his thing is also been restructured again. And all of us know that he used to sit there, that's why my hand is being pointing there. That all of us know. नाम तो जाते ही है, बस मल्ले उसी की बात हो रही है. उसका भी आप रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग हो गया. हमारे किसान सर अब ये आत्महत्या कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उनका कर्जा माफी नहीं होता, कर्जे में डूब। उनके लिए भी कुछ करो ऐसा, उनके लिए भी जिंदा रहने के लिए कुछ राय दो।
उनके ब्याज पर आपको राहत देंगे।
सर इसलिए जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, पहला
ये कह रहे हैं कि आप
बोलिए, बोलिए।
पैसा तो देंगे किसान को।
Okay, okay, please proceed. Please proceed. Yechury ji, please continue.
आज कार्टून एक छपा सर, मैं दिखाना मतलब ठीक नहीं है, आप कहेंगे कि हाउस में मत दिखाना। वो कार्टून में यही है, ये लंबा लाइन खड़ी हुई है, हाँ, और जहाँ विल्भाई पटेल हाउस जहाँ पे हमारे हम लोग सब रहते थे, रिजर्व बैंक से लेकर मुड़ मुड़ के वहां तक पहुंची, और सामने से लोग खड़े हैं लाइन में अपने 1500 बदलने के लिए, और पीछे से सुराग बना के ये एनपीए वाले सब भाग रहे हैं। तो खैर अब जो भी है, जिन्होंने समझाया हमारे वित्त मंत्री ने, द पॉइंट सर इज ब्लैक मनी इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी सॉल्व बाय दिस। ब्लैक मनी इज नॉट ए स्टॉक, इट्स ए फ्लो, bulk of it. Maybe 5%, 6% is a stock, but the bulk of it is a flow. Those avenues you're not blocking. And if you don't do that, then you cannot stop black money, and by this way, you're killing the poor. The small fish is dying, the crocodiles are actually enjoying their lives. That is the first objective, which cannot be fulfilled in this. The second, huh? मगरमच्छ के नाम बताऊं?
No, please, बोलिए, बोलिए, बोलिए.
So the second objective, counterfeit notes. Sir, the counterfeit notes, our Honorable Finance Minister presented the budget, and then last year, and then the Indian Statistical Institute of Calcutta had done a study that out of 1,418 crores, or lakh crores, whatever be the figure, that is under circulation, 0.028% or 400 crores is the counterfeit currency. It's his own statement in Parliament. That's what Mr. Anand Sharma said. 0.028. For that you had to do something like that, where you're today burdening crores of our people. And what is the guarantee that counterfeit won't come for your 2,000 rupee note? And we have already been shown one in Bangalore for this 2,000 rupee note. So, sir, this is not the way. If you want to stop counterfeit, we want to stop counterfeit. I will be the first one to come in complete support of the government to show me an effective way of what is the measure you're taking. Locate them, locate where this is happening, stop them, take action, punish them, give a deterrent punishment so that the others will not follow. We're all there, we'll all be there in support. But this is not the way to stop it. So that claim is also a bogus claim. The third claim that has been made, fighting terror funding. Sir, after 26/11 in this house, we went on debating over a new law to combat terrorism. The leader of the house was then the leader of the opposition there. And on many issues we had agreed with the then government, which is now they were on the other side, saying that how terror funding has to be stopped. Bulk of it is through electronic transfers. And what are the laws needed to monitor those transfers? That is when all the stringent laws came up for opening your accounts. Those laws came up for your electronic transfer of your funds. That is where your terror funding is taking place. You mean to say that these terrorists outside the Taj Hotel in Bombay were carrying gunny bags of cash? Who are we fooling, sir? Terror funding has to be stopped. If that has to be stopped, monitor your electronic transfers properly and then cut off that source. Many countries in the world have done it. There's a United Nations charter and a resolution on that, on how to stop your terror funding. Follow those. But is this the way to do it? A sarcastic comment saying that will disturb the ease of doing business, index. The government is going around to international agencies saying, please improve India's index. But that is the state of affairs we are in. That's a different part. Then, sir, finally, corruption. Sir, if you stop this 1,000 rupee notes and 500 rupee notes, you think corruption will stop, sir?
85%.
Now corruption will be double with the 2,000 rupee note. Who by you try to stop this corruption from? Sir, if you want to stop corruption, there's so many times we told you, you're only looking at the demand side of what? A poor fellow is giving 10 rupees for, they don't even call it corruption, they call it services rendered. Well, in your corporate accounts, in your balance sheets, you can have for services rendered and siphon off big commissions. That is corruption. But here, when a petty fellow gives them 10 rupees for something, that is corruption. That's what you want to get. But what about the big fish? Corruption, I've said this in this house earlier, I'm repeating. Unless you tackle the supply side of corruption, you cannot stop corruption in this country. Why don't all of us agree? We have been proposing, I'm tired of going on raising it, but I'll raise it. Agreed that corporate funding of all political parties will stop. Let the corporate fund, let it go to the Election Commission, let it go to the Government of India. Let us all sit together and have a system of state funding of elections. Why should a corporate fund you or me? For them, it's an investment. They think maybe you and I, with me they'll be mistaken, but maybe with you, there's a chance that you may be in the government tomorrow.
Yeah, we're saying that.
With me it may not happen, so therefore my rate will not be so high. But anyway, it's an investment. Stop that.
The Parliament,
And the second thing,
if state, you are talking about state funding and corporate funding through Election Commission. So why don't you move a bill, private one? Let us
why
discuss
private,
it.
sir?
Very
I've
good
moved
suggestion.
officially, sir, so many
Yeah,
times.
yeah. Money will, I think government will. Yes. See, this is a time.
No, sir, Mr. Digvijay is very right. It missed my attention. Immediately they'll call it a money bill and then finish. Rajya Sabha will be out of the picture. So anyway, but you do that. The second
Yes,
thing.
but your suggestion is very constructive, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
The second thing, sir, you add the expenditure of political parties along with the candidates under the ceiling. Increase the ceiling if you want. But go with the fish. I can't spend.
ఇప్పటివరకు రాజ్యసభ సమావేశం